guys, this is Brian, aka Texas Treasures, and today I'm bringing you another Poshmark closet review. One of my viewers, Diane, reached out to me and she asked me to take a look at her Poshmark closet to see if I could give her some tips and suggestions to help improve her sales. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So if you appreciate this type of content, go ahead and give me a like. Hit the like button below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider hitting the red subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when new videos are released, hit the bell next to it to be notified. All right. First of all, let's go ahead and take a look at Diane's closet. Her closet name is at Forever and a Day, by the way. Good closet name. And Diane's been on since April of 2019. She did tell me she has 462 active listings, and she shared her closet 46,000 and change times in that time period, and that's very good. I do recommend sharing your closet at least 3 times a day, your entire closet, depending on the size. I personally have mine, I get mine shared 4,000 plus times per day. I do it. I've had my daughter do it in the past, and I actually, if you want to increase the number of self-shares, which is really important in your closet, and Diana is doing a good job of this, by the way, because the reason you want to do that, every time you share your closet, your item goes to the top of the search results. So when somebody's searching for an item in the search bar, if you just shared your closet, your item's going to be at the top. So that's very important to share your closet. Plus, it goes to all your followers. And I do have a link down below if you want to check out Reseller System. Those are the people that I use to share my closet. And once I started using them, my sales went way up. So you may want to check it out and think about using that yourself. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here at her closet. All right, seeing a couple things. Well, let's do this. Let's go to sold. And I like to start high to low to begin with. True Religion for 78, Parrot Coach, Dooney and Burke, Dansko. And then let's go from most recently sold or just shared. And we got this for 8, Mosimo Murano, Karen Scott, Faded Glory. All right, so the first thing that there's a couple things that kind of catch my eye. Number one, these items are selling cheap, right? And it's kind of the brands. Mosimo's Target brand, I believe. So is Murano. Faded Glory is actually a Walmart brand. And these items usually aren't going to sell for very much money. And you got to figure out that Poshmark's taking their 20% plus your time to list it. And so, like, how much money are you really making on something that sells for 8? So Poshmark takes about 3. So you get 5 minus your cost of goods, but you also have to factor in the time to take all these pictures and create this listing, which in my opinion is worth at least $4. So with all that said and done, you're really not making much of anything on this. So my first suggestion, and it kind of depends on your model too, like what are your goals? What are you shooting for? What's your model? Where are you sourcing? How many listings are you getting up per week? And do you have a target goal as far as profit per week? Because once you know that, then you can kind of figure out what to do. Let's just say you were trying to shoot for $1,000 a week, right? And your average item sold for a profit of $20. Well, then you would need 50 items to sell at $20 profit to hit $1,000 a week. If you listed 50 items a week at that $20 ASP profit, after about 90 days, then you would start to see that that's what you would be making, about $1,000. So we got to figure that out. What's the goal? I would recommend trying to source a little higher quality items. And if you want to reach out to me either in the comments or I'll have my email below, you can email me and we can kind of brainstorm how we can do that. I think that would really help you out. The other thing that catches my eye are these black backgrounds. You really want to try to get a white background. And let me show you mine. And a good way to do that, like let's take this Brooks Brothers. No, I'm sorry, Austin Reed I sold. Also, are you also cross-listing on eBay? Because I did run your numbers. Like in the past month, you've sold 29 items. If you divide that by the 462 you have, it gives you your sell-through rate is about 6%. The average on clothing is around 11%. So that sell-through rate is low, and it's probably because of the brand you're selling too. So a couple things. One, let's get those white backgrounds. Two, if you're not cross-listing on eBay, I would also list on eBay. And then three, let's source better items. For example, right here, and here's the beauty, right? You take this picture, because this is my normal white background, and it's not even great. Like, I'm not really that pleased with it. But this is what it really looks like. But the cool thing about eBay is they have this background remover tool. So you take this picture, you click the background remover, and in seconds it gives you this white background. So then, once you have this, you could cross-list this, and that's exactly what I did. I took this, listed it on eBay, and then I cross-listed. I took these pictures, and especially your first one, even if you only do your first one, the one that people see the first time they're looking at your item, I cross-listed this on Poshmark, and then it gives you the white background. Look at the difference between that and that. To me, that just looks so much better. And Google rewards that in search results. That they really want that white background. So I would do that. I would get your items on eBay as well as Poshmark. Get that white background, at least for the first pick, and I think that would really help. And the other thing you want to do is look at stores or closets that are doing what you want to do, and learn from them. Like on eBay, there's a really big store called Linda Stuff, and you can see I clicked on used and sold, and here are things that recently sold for her, right? And you could study this. Like if you're not sure which brands to look for, study these solds, right? Jill Stewart sold for 30. Moschino sold for 60. Moo 32. And notice her pictures are all white background. Yeah, she has a mannequin, and maybe that's something you want to eventually. Like I do have a mannequin. Eventually, you can upgrade to that. And by the way, in my description down below, you'll find links to all the items I use to sell, to take better pictures, to have the background. All the stuff I use as reselling is down below, so y'all might want to check that out. And not like her pictures are perfect. Like look at these via Spiga. She does have the white background. This is taken in a, you can tell this is in a photo box, a light box. But this is off center. All right, look at all this empty dead space up here. But she does have the white background. She's got the different angles. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be good. And these aren't perfect, but these are good. Good enough where she sold them for 30. And the difference between the price that she's selling these for, Coach, Michael Kors, another Michael Kors, Robert Graham, like these prices, Brooks Brothers, she's going to make a lot more per item than if you're selling $8-10 items. So kind of study the people that are successful, and then try to mimic them. Try to incorporate those things in your own closet. All right. What else? Let's look at available. Let's look at all. I do like the idea of bundling the 4 for $15, but just once again, I mean, those are being sold for less than $4 each. You know, I do like the idea of bundling. I just think the price points are really low, so we got to figure out how to help you source better items. I think is a big part of this, and get the white backgrounds. I would also, once again, list on eBay, cross list. What else? And then we got to figure out what your goal is, right? Because like for me, like my goal is I want $100,000 a year in sales, and once I know that, then I can kind of reverse engineer that. I can figure out what type of items I want to sell. Got to figure out where am I going to find these items. What's the average profit margin? How many items do I need to list in a week? What is my shipping process? You got to kind of break all these little things down. But I think it's going to start with, for you is getting these higher priced items in your closet, and that will help increase your sell-through rate. The 6%, I mean, it's low. We got to get that up. We at least want to be around the average 10 to 11%. And I think if you do these things, let me just kind of summarize again. Number one, white backgrounds. And if you don't want to cross list on eBay, there's apps out there like PhotoFuse, FOTOFUZE. I've used that in the past. That will give you a white background. You could even take the pictures on front of a white door. You could get a white drop cloth, kind of like what I had with that suit. So get the white background. Source higher ASP items, average selling price items, to increase your profit margin. Because each of these takes time, and I'm sure you're aware when you're listing these, each of these takes time. So would I want to spend 10 minutes listing, and then when it sells, I've got to ship it, 10 minutes of my time for $1 or $2? Probably not, because then you got to figure out, like, what are you making per hour doing that? I'd rather spend more time figuring out where to find the better items and spend that time sourcing, because you're still spending the same amount of time listing it and packing it. And then we got to figure out, like, how many listings do we want to get up a week. You're doing a great job with the shares, so good job on that for sure. And then I would recommend cross-listing using eBay, because think about it. Let's find something light. I mean, you got a lot of jackets, but let's just say this top right here, right? This is very light. So for someone to buy this on Poshmark, they're spending $7 for shipping. You sell the same top on eBay. This maybe weighs 8 ounces, maybe. It's going to ship for about $3 or $4. So if somebody's shopping between eBay and Poshmark, they're going to go with the cheaper shipping. So on Poshmark, shoes do well because, $7 for shipping is cheap on shoes, but not for a light item that can go first class on eBay. So that's another reason to cross list and sell on eBay and or other platforms. Okay, so I think those are the keys for you. Let me go ahead. I'm going to share some of your items in your closet real quick. I encourage my viewers to do the same. Let's show Diane a little love. Diane, I think if you'll do these things, it will definitely help increase your sales and your sell-through rate. You can also reach out to me either through the comments or email me, and we can talk a little bit more one-on-one. I also do live reseller shows on YouTube. I think Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 5. You could pop on one of those live shows, and we can talk about how to help you grow. So if you like this type of content, guys, or if you would like for me to do a Poshmark closet review for you, just leave me your closet name, your number of active listings, your 30-day self-shares, and any other specific information you'd like, and I can get that out to you. All right, everybody have a good day, and we'll see you on the next one.